Hey guys, everything good with you? In today's video, we'll have a tutorial about Ixia, a marksman who can simply change the course of a team fight with her devastating ultimate. Although she is a marksman, Ixia has a very complete skill kit. Besides the extremely high damage on her basic attacks, she has HP regeneration, crowd control, slow, and of course, the ultimate that can end the entire fight in a matter of seconds. So, if you are still starting from zero or have difficulties playing with this living weapon, this tutorial was made for you. Here I will explain to you in a simple and detailed way how her passive and skills work, the best combos, the ideal build, and at the end, I'll bring some valuable tips to level up your gameplay. Let's start with the passive. Whenever Ixia deals damage to an enemy with basic attacks or skills, she applies a mark on them, stacking up to 2. When Ixia hits an enemy already with 2 marks, these marks are consumed, and the basic attack deals considerably higher damage, applies a brief slow, grants Ixia lifesteal that scales with her level, and restores HP proportional to the damage dealt. This effect can hit multiple enemies in front of her within the range of her basic attacks, which makes the passive extremely powerful and versatile in many situations. Still, not everything is an advantage. Ixia's basic attacks cannot deal critical damage and also do not trigger common lifesteal effects. The only lifesteal available to her is the one granted by her own passive. Skill 1. Ixia fires a beam of energy along the ground in the designated direction, dealing damage to enemies hit. When hitting one or more enemies, Ixia gains 50% movement speed for 2 seconds. Enemies hit in the central area of the beam will take double damage. The ideal is to aim well to make the most of it. This skill is very useful for poking enemies and quickly disengaging. Besides having good range, the additional movement speed makes its use much safer. Skill 2. In Skill 2, Ixia releases a cylinder of energy in a designated direction. Notice that the area is divided into 2 parts. Enemies hit in the larger area will be pulled to the center and stunned. Those in the smaller area will be pushed into the larger area and consequently suffer the same effect. Although it is a great skill for offensive use, it is Ixia's main defense due to the crowd control applied. Ultimate. Ixia's ultimate is a true weapon of mass destruction. She opens a wide fan-shaped area in the chosen direction, which remains active for 4 seconds. During this period, her basic attacks can hit up to 6 targets at the same time, prioritizing enemy heroes. In addition, her passive is activated together with her basic attacks. The more enemies inside the area, the greater Ixia's healing will be. Her skills 1 and 2 also gain extra range proportional to the fan area, allowing her to deal even more damage and apply crowd control with greater efficiency. Among all marksmen, Ixia is the only one who has such an impactful ultimate in team fights. Used at the right moment, this ability can easily decide victory. Now that we know how the passive and skills work, here are some essential combos for you to use throughout the match. Before level 4, you can use the following combo. Use Skill 2 to initiate and apply control. Then use Skill 1 to deal more damage and gain additional movement speed. And finally, use basic attacks to deal more consecutive damage. This combo is very simple and easy to apply. The most important part of it is hitting the second skill. After that, landing the first skill is practically guaranteed because of the applied control. The best part about this combo is that it can be applied to more than one enemy. Now let's learn Ixia's ultimate combo. It is similar to the first combo, but with a small difference. In this one, you will start with the ultimate, and then use the other skills in the same way as the previous combo. The difference is that these skills will have a much greater range because of the ultimate's effect. Try to hit the second skill on as many enemies as possible. You can literally end a team fight if you manage to hit 2 or more. During the execution of this combo, you can also use Flash to reposition yourself. The ultimate will not be cancelled. Prioritize using this combo in team fights, especially in fights for objectives. It will have a very strong impact in those moments. Speaking now about build and emblems, it is important to highlight a few points. Ixia's passive is activated every 2 basic attacks, applying a brief slow to the target. When activated, it deals additional damage based on total physical attack and restores HP equivalent to the damage dealt. Considering that this passive is her main source of power, certain items are indispensable to optimize its use. Corrosion Scythe is essential, as its slow perfectly matches the one applied by the passive itself, in addition to granting attack speed, allowing it to be triggered more frequently. Other attack speed items that work very well with the champion are Malefic Gun, Sea Halberd, Wind of Nature, and Demon Hunter Sword. Meanwhile, Hunter Strike, or Blade of Despair, can be easily included if your team needs more explosive damage. Since Ixia cannot deal critical damage, items focused on this characteristic end up being inefficient for her. As for the emblem, the best choice is the Assassin one, as it guarantees damage and penetration, something extremely useful at the beginning of the match. The most recommended talents are Thrill, Weapons Master, and War Cry, which greatly strengthen the potential of the ultimate, especially in the late game. For the battle spell, the only viable option is Flash, since Ixia does not have a dash in her kit, and because of that, will depend on this resource for repositioning in dangerous situations. Tips to improve your gameplay with Ixia. During the early game, use the first and second skills to pressure the enemy and secure an advantage in farming. Thanks to her passive, which restores HP, you will have superiority against most other marksmen at the start of the game, being able to stay longer in the lane and trade more efficiently. Because she does not have a dash or any other form of escape besides Flash, Ixia's positioning is one of the most important aspects for a good match. Always paying attention to enemy movement and keeping yourself in a safe spot will make all the difference so you can apply your full damage potential without being easily eliminated. Although her ultimate is an extremely powerful ability, it should not be used in 1 versus 1 fights, as it will hardly bring significant advantage in these situations. Of course, in specific moments, it can be useful to finish off an enemy from a distance, but in most cases, it will not be the best choice. The true potential of the ultimate lies in teamfights, where the extended range of abilities can completely change the course of the battle. The ideal is to use it from a safe position and at the exact moment, thus ensuring a huge impact for your team. If an enemy gets close or tries to leave the ultimate's area of effect, you can use Flash to reposition, keeping yourself inside the active zone and adjusting your attack range. Many times, this simple movement can turn the fight in your favor, surprising the opponent and further strengthening your presence in teamfights. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next ones. Thank you so much, and see you next time.